Right boys, welcome back to another video. I hope everyone had a good Christmas. I know it's been a minute since the last bootcamp video, probably about a week ago now, right? So now that we've covered all of your kind of structure, your liquidity and stuff, I'm going to be going into a bit more advanced concepts, later on in the bootcamp. But for now, I don't want to bombard everyone with crazy amounts of information, right? But before I get started, I just want to let you know that the Discord link is down below in the description. There is a free course and I do free webinars as well, so they're perfect times for you to be asking me questions. You can also submit your charts for me to review and give you, answers, analysis regarding your charts, and so on. So with that being said, what today's video is going to be, I'm kind of just going to be going over, how to gain experience, right? There's no way to really gain experience without putting the work in, right? That's how you gain experience. You need to be putting them hours in. So experience isn't something you can rush. If you're trying to rush it, you're not actually gaining experience. You're just doing the same thing over and over again, right? So when it comes to actually gaining experience, you just need to be there like every morning. You need to find your trading approach needs to be what suits you most. So there's no point you focusing on, say for instance you get home in the UK at 6 p.m, right, and you go onto the charts. The charts are going to be different, right? The algorithms are going to be slightly different, and the volume is going to be different compared to if you were to be trading in the morning. So you always need to, whether you're working still when you're trying to backtest or forward test and gain experience, you always need to do it in the time period you would be trading. Because if I go onto the markets now, what's the time? It's 3:45, right? If I go on the markets now and analyze it how I would be analyzing it on the, at 7:30 in the morning just before London Open, it'd be completely different. 80% of the time I probably won't even be able to tell you what's going to happen, because the movement that happens in Asia and moving on to Frankfurt is what sets the day up. So if the day's already over and you're getting back home and you're back testing the higher time frame on and the lower time frame, but in a crap part of the day, you're not actually gaining experience. So if you then quit your job after gaining some experience and time trading, if you quit your job and you start trading at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be completely different. So you need to be back testing the exact time frames you're going to be trading. But when I say experience, it's not just experience in terms of I've taken 50 trades. It's about the hours you put in. So if you've been doing it for 6 months, then I can tell you right now, you probably understand the majority of the basics, and you can put it all onto a chart. But all you've got now is just the trial and error. So the people that have been doing it between 6 months and a year, between 6 months and a year is the time frame where you're, it is simply just trial and error. You've got the basics, you understand, especially with a mentor. If they're teaching you exactly what it is, there's only so much that they can teach you, right? So you've got to just be doing trial and error. Just sitting there every morning, taking trades, watching it hit your stop loss. At this period in time, you shouldn't actually be trading real money. But what I'm trying to say is you should be still, analysing, marking stuff up, seeing if it works out. If it doesn't, understand why it didn't. And you're, just by sticking to, 1 or 2 hours in the morning, which is where the volume kicks in, after 6 months of you looking at it every single morning and watching what happens at different times, and, just seeing how market, reacts off the time, you're then going to understand what the market's behaviour is like. It's all about mastering one pair. So it's like something that's in the free course, finding just 1 or 2 pairs. There's no point in trading lows because they all of their behaviour is slightly different, right? So one thing is just, be patient. You've got to be patient, not just in terms of entering a trade, but, physically not rushing the whole process. You've got to gain experience. You've got to trial and error. I'd say 40% of trading profitably is just what you know. The 60% is the experience, being sat down for the past year, looking at market react at 8 o'clock in the morning every single day for 6 months. You're going to understand and find it a lot easier to predict. If you don't have any experience but you know exactly how to pinpoint different things on the chart, yes, you're going to understand where it's most probably going to go. But when it comes to your entries and your volume and your reactions and stuff, it's you ain't going to do it. So that's pretty much all I've got to say regarding that. Was a beautiful opportunity there that we could have just got. Quick analysis, liquidity, There is no internal liquidity, so price's intention is to sweep that higher, right? First point of interest above that point of interest, above that liquidity, I mean, is this IFC candle. The order block didn't actually get tapped. If we look closely, if I draw that to the bottom, didn't actually tap it, so that was completely valid. If it had tapped it, I would have still used the IFC candle. So yeah, that would have definitely been a good trade to take then. You've got your market structure shift here. You have actually got another break here. Completely valid that. That's something I would have definitely taken if I wasn't doing this. But yeah, like I say, get in the Discord. You know, I'm sending all my winning trades, losing trades. You can understand what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing. So for instance, this morning I was rushing this trade because I was going to the doctors, right? So I saw this reaction, sweeping the liquidity from this high, right? As I see it tap into the order block, I've watched it come down. I literally went out as soon as I entered it. So if I was at home, I wouldn't have taken the silly loss, right? So if I was at home, seeing price come down here into the manipulation zone, I would have had stops to break even. But then if you jump on the 5 minute and see that there is absolutely no liquidity on the internal, you know, straight away we know that the intention is to sweep the first point of liquidity, which is this previous high. We've still got room above in the order block, so I would have taken that sell there, but because I wasn't here, obviously took a 1% loss instead of, you know, a break even and a potential 10% gain, right? So yeah, I'm going to leave that there. Any questions regarding anything, drop me a message on Instagram, also down below in the description, and I'll see you boys in the next one.